Hello and welcome back to Infinite Roleplay. I'm Nelson, and we're going to be talking about improv. How do you improv? How do you learn to improv? Improvisational role-playing techniques. Do you prepare for it? How do you prepare for it? How do you learn to pull ideas out of thin air? They have improv theater, and they have improv theater groups that they bounce ideas off of each other, and there's a constant ebb and flow. And what we do here online, when we have our role play games that are live and recorded, visible for the audience to see, either while we're role playing or whenever they want to down the line, is in effect improvisational theater. But how do we get better at it? How do we learn? How do we expand our toolbox? I mean, the improvisational theater guys, the actual theater guys, they have groups. They get together. They practice off of each other, and then they perform, and they have a theme. And it's constant practice. Constant practice. Now, in my home life, I don't have anybody really to do that like all the time with, but I kind of do. And they're all under the age of 10. Kids. If you have kids, play with your kids. If you have nieces, nephews, play with them. Create stories for them. Play with them with their little G.I. Joes, their little dollies, whatever. And that helps you with your improv technique. Like, it really does. Learning how to just pull ideas constantly fast enough to entertain a child until you do it so much and you learn how to do it so fast, you can start doing it easier anywhere else. Watch a movie, watch a cartoon, but watch it on mute with no sound. And when you're doing that, voice all or as many of the characters as you can, and if at all possible, voice the narration. Describe what's going on. See the images on the screen and voice them. Describe them in the way you see fit or the way you think that they would be described. And so, you just feel like if you're in a funny mode, you'll describe it jokingly. You'll describe it dark or like noir, and try to keep up with what you're watching. You're forced to keep a pace that you're not setting. And if you can improv and if you can get comfortable doing that with a forced pace, then when you're role playing, you set your own pace. And hopefully, if you're lucky enough to get into a group that you click with a DM that you click with, or if you're a DM yourself, your players that you'll fit together fairly nicely. And if you're picking up the pace, that they can also pick up the pace and no one to slow the pace down. That's wonderful. But that's one of the ways I have practice improving. I talk to myself all the time. I generate voices, and my voices have certain attitudes behind them most times. Like I talk like this, and I could be like, cheery. Yes, well, you have to practice improvisational theater. And just so you know, this is not a video about voices, it's about improvisation. So how do I know how to speak, how to use this diction and use the words in a manner in which I'm using them? It's simply by practice. Watching a show, if you see someone you want to give this kind of voice and accent, then do. And then when they speak to somebody else, you can talk like this, and they have that accent and that voice, do that. Or maybe they talk like this, and they're just, okay, well, this is going to be what it's going to be. Doesn't matter what you do. Just practice. Have fun. Learn. And do it again. It's really that simple. So, me. I'm Nelson. This has been Infinite Roleplay.